This your boy Diddy Knows Ball back with another video. Say dog, yeah, now the in season tournament quarterfinals is over with. I'll be giving some of my takeaways from each game. Yeah, man, it's been fun too. It's been fun, but I'm really not sure how I'm gonna weigh it in terms of how I'm looking at certain players, how I'm looking at certain teams, and just it's the first one, so I don't really know how I'm gonna weigh it and what to think really. But let's just hop into it. The first game was the Celtics in Indiana. Now, this was a game where I thought Boston really should have handled the Pacers. I really did. Because I know they beat them by 50 plus when Halliburton wasn't there, but still, winning by 50 is crazy. Winning by 50 in the NBA is crazy. I don't care if you had your best player or not. You should not lose by 50 in the NBA. So I'm thinking, oh, Indiana being just so offensively oriented and Boston being offense and defense. I'm just thinking Boston was gonna run away with the game. It was no Porzingis, and I felt like that was a bigger thing than what we like to let on. But that first half, it was pretty much all Boston. I thought Jalen Brown came out and he was very aggressive. He looked really good. I thought Tatum kind of was up and down in that first half. He started off kind of bad the first half, and he kind of ended on a high note. And ah, that second half, it was just kind of the second half was kind of embarrassing. The second half was kind of embarrassing for Boston because they just let Halliburton do whatever he wanted. Halliburton got whatever he wanted. And that 4 point play, that was just absolutely ridiculous. I'm not the biggest Tyrese Halliburton fan. I do understand he's a great young guard, but I feel like this game was more indicative to how Boston is just hit or miss in big games, man. You can say this is an in-season tournament, this regular season thing, whatever, whatever, whatever. But this was just another notch that Boston could put on their belt when it's winning time. And the fact they let one man pretty much single-handedly knock them off, it was kind of crazy. And shout out to Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield can hoop, bro. Like Buddy Hield is always in trade rumors, but I like Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield can hoop. And it's look like he's always hooping. Every time I see Buddy Hield, he's hitting threes and he's just making shots, bro. He's just making shots. So shout out Buddy Hield. I thought Aaron Neesmith had a really good game off the bench. Aaron Neesmith, he was traded by the Celtics. So I think he took it a little personal. So I really like how Aaron Neesmith played. TJ McConnell, uh, TJ McConnell, But Benedict Mathurin is who I'm really disappointed in. I'm really disappointed in Benedict Mathurin, even though he shot pretty good from three. But just overall, something seems off with Benedict Mathurin. Maybe it's the sophomore slump, but I just think it's something off with Benedict Mathurin. But the Boston bench, that was very glaring too. Not only was Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown not hitting their threes, but when you have Sam Hauser, Cornette, and Peyton Pritchard leading in bench minutes. Now Hauser was he was stroking that thing, like no homo. But Hauser, he was stroking. But like when those three guys are your main bench players, it's just a little alarming. It just eye test, it just didn't look good. Shout out Ticket TV. He was always calling out the Boston Celtic bench, and I kind of see it now. I don't really like their bench unit, and I definitely don't like them when Porzingis not playing. Al Horford is a shell of himself. I'll just say that. But moving on, Pelicans Kings. Pelicans Kings. This was a weird game in many ways. I will say this: the the Pelicans bench might be more important than Zion. And I only say this because we done seen the Pelicans in the playoffs perform well against that Phoenix Suns team when they had Ingram and a fully healthy bench. Now, the thing that I don't like about Zion is not the talent. Talent is clearly there. It's the effort. Charles Barkley finally called it out. I've been saying it. I don't like Zion's effort. Going all the way back to the Oklahoma City game that they had on ESPN, where CJ McCollum ended up getting them back in that game. I just don't like the effort that Zion shows. He doesn't bring it every game. He don't bring it every game. And you can say what you want. about wanting to keep them together, but they don't play that good together, bro. Zion and Ingram do not play that good together. And granted, it was injuries, but they lost to Utah twice. They lost to the Chicago Bulls without Zach LaVine. Like, it's just certain things that happen with the Pelicans that you be like, I don't know. I don't know. All I'm saying is I like Ingram and that healthy bench, and maybe see what you can get for Zion at this point. Like, I know some people be like, Trey Zion, why trade him? Woo-doo. I just think at some point you're gonna have to choose between the two. And we always see Ingram is probably just he's better suited for playoff high stakes basketball with his shot making ability and shooting ability. And I'll say that about that. I thought Herb Jones was amazing. Herb Jones is amazing. I think Herb Jones is probably the second or third most impactful player, most important player. And CJ hit shots down the stretch. I thought Valanciunas, he played up. Uh, but yeah, man. And shout out Trey Murphy coming back and actually producing. Him and Jose Alvarado off that bench, they're just really good off the bench. They really good bench players. And I think New Orleans has a top bench when those guys play. And you know, Sacramento. I think Sacramento they just don't match up well against the Pelicans. They always lose to the Pelicans. They lost two in a row to the Pelicans before this game, and it's just something about the Pelicans. They just can't beat the Pelicans, bro. They can't beat the Pelicans. Yeah, I still think Sabonis is a power forward, and they won't win with him at center. I don't know why. He can't shoot. He can't protect the rim. Uh, Nobody really rebounds outside of Sabonis from time to time. Like for De'Aaron Fox to be the second leading rebounder, I don't know how I feel about that. Him and Herter, but it is what it is. Malik Monk, of course, he was firing off that bench, so there was that. But I just think Sacramento just don't match up well with New Orleans, and we done seen it a couple times now. So it's just a bad matchup for them. So I'm not looking too deep into it. It's just a bad matchup, and I do think Sabonis is not a true center, and I don't think they can win with him at center. But moving on, Knicks Bucks. Uh, yeah, I really uh Randall played well. RJ and Brunson can't hit the bull. What they say couldn't hit a bull in the back with an iron board. I forgot how the saying go. They were bad from shooting from three, and I feel like that was really the difference. Like the 3-point shooting. Uh, it was really the 3-point shooting. It was the 3-point shooting in this game, in my opinion. The Knicks shot 30%, and Milwaukee shot 60%. Malik Beasley had his moments for sure. Malik Beasley hit 6 threes, man. So yeah, it was pretty much. And Giannis and Damian Lillard did their job very efficiently. But to me, this game just came down to shooting. Brunson and RJ wasn't hitting, and Damian Beasley was. So it wasn't too much to talk about in this game. It wasn't too close. It just Milwaukee shot them dudes at the building, bro. They shot them at the building. They shot them out the building. Suns Lakers. Suns Lakers. This is another one of them bad matchups. Suns don't beat the Lakers, bro. And but I'm really putting the blame on two players. I'm putting the blame on two players. And that is Devin Booker and Yusef Nurkic. I was arguing in my group chat about Kevin Durant. Man, white boy Chris, host of Cultural Podcast, my partner, he talking about, man, KD smoked that three when he tried to shoot and tie the game at the end of the game. He said he smoked the three. The KD hate is real. People were really blaming KD for getting shut down later on in the game when Devin Booker was getting shut down all game. Yusef Nurkic was in foul trouble and he was missing free throws. He was missing layups, chippies. And I just think it was Yusef Nurkic and Devin Booker. They just didn't have the impact that you would need to have against AD and LeBron. I thought I thought AD was decent. I thought LeBron was really good down the stretch. But if you look at the numbers, AD and LeBron, they didn't shoot all that well. They didn't shoot all that well. I thought D'Lo had a really good first quarter. Then, of course, he fell off. And then I thought Austin Reeves picked up some slack. And it was a questionable call. Let's just keep it a book. That was a questionable call. It was a bad call. It was a bad call. They shouldn't have gave that timeout to the Lakers. And that's very controversial. So it's really an asterisk by this win. I thought that third quarter run by the Phoenix Suns was, whew, they came out that third quarter and blitzed them boys. But shout out to LeBron. He sealed the deal. He was very good down the stretch. And like I said, I'm not overlooking D'Angelo Russell and how he played in the first quarter. And they swarmed Booker. They was on Booker ass. Shout out Cam Reddish. He was frustrating Booker. Torian Prince had his moments. Like they were frustrating Devin Booker. And I feel like that's mainly what caused the Phoenix Suns to lose, because KD was balling, bro. I get he didn't end the game very well, but KD was balling. Devin Booker's the one that went 6 for 16. Now he did have 11 rebounds, 6 assists, but you needed more shot making from Devin Booker, bro. You just needed more shot making. Grayson Allen and Eric Gordon didn't have that great of a game, but they're role players. Grayson Allen did a little bit more than what he should. He was good from three, and he had his moments. He had 21 points, but it to me, the Suns lost because it was a questionable call. But more than that, it was Devin Booker and Yusef Nurkic. I just thought Yusef Nurkic just was very underwhelming. And like I said, I just don't think this is a good matchup for the Suns. I don't think the Lakers are a good matchup for them. I think they already lost to them twice. Granted, it was a game where Devin Booker didn't play, and then it was a game where it was Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal. So take that for whatever you want to take it for. But now I just kind of think the Lakers might have the Suns number, and the refs helped them out. I'm just keeping it a buck. But these are my overall takeaways, and this is who I'm picking in the semis. I think the Bucks beat the Pacers, and I think the Pelicans beat the Lakers. Those are my predictions. But this has been your boy D Ball. These have just been my takeaways. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how y'all feel about the in-season tournament quarterfinals. But I'm out.
Found some shit I love to do, so I can live comfortable. Searching for a peace of mind, need that when it's time to rhyme. Perfect in every line, any chance I get, and I know it takes time, but I will never quit.